Hey y'all, what's good? And welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you to all of my subscribers. I appreciate you guys so much. Let's remember to have healthy dialogue, be respectful to ourselves and to each other, and to challenge the argument and not the person. Let's get it. Christian Obumseli was killed on April 3rd, 2022, because of an apparent stab wound inflicted upon him by Courtney Clenny in their city of Miami apartment. Following the victim's killing, many of his belongings were taken from an apartment by unknown persons and have not been provided to his family, heirs, or estate. After the victim was killed, an investigation was conducted by the City of Miami and State Attorney's Office, resulting in Subject 1, who was Courtney Clenny, arrest and charging under Miami-Dade County Court Case Number F22014137. A search of the Miami-Dade County record showed Subject 1 has been in Miami-Dade Corrections and Rehabilitation custody since August 26, 2022, under Miami-Dade Jail Number 220149337. While Subject 1's case was proceeding, the City of Miami made several attempts to access Subject 1's cellular phone with no success. The device was locked with a 5-digit passcode. To get Subject 1's cellular phone contents by other means, the City of Miami sought and received 2 warrants for Subject 1's iCloud account. The City of Miami additionally sought the iCloud accounts for Kim Clenny, which is her father, and Deborah Clenny, which is her mother. Because of messages exchanged with Subject 1, known photographs taken of Subject 1 by Subject 3 is going to be Deborah, her mom, and commingling of financial accounts by Subject 2. Subject 2 is her father. The detective knows that an iCloud is a cloud based storage and syncing system linked to Apple devices. By linking individual Apple devices to a particular iCloud account, certain contents of those devices can be automatically synchronized to and from the iCloud account and multiple Apple devices. Such content includes documents, photos, notes, and contacts. iCloud can also be used to locate lost or missing Apple devices and to remotely destroy data on such Apple devices. iCloud also allows the owner or user of a particular iCloud account to manage synchronized email, contacts, calendar notes, reminders, photos, cloud storage, word processing, word processing documents, spreadsheets, and presentations through a standard web browser. Changes made to the above described resources in iCloud can then be automatically pushed to the owner or user's linked Apple devices. iCloud Warrant 1 was signed by the Honorable Judge Carmen Carbaga on February 2nd, 2023. iCloud Warrant 1 was served on Apple Incorporated, which complied by providing multiple voluminous download links on March 1st, 2023. Downloads of the iCloud data were made but not reviewed due to the technical expertise required to review the data, the volume of the data, and the establishment of a filter protocol to prevent inadvertently locating I'm sorry, locating attorney-client communications. To address these issues, the state attorney's office learned that an NDPD digital forensics expert could download and process the data, filter out communications that needed excising, and provide a simplified reader for investigators to digest the data. To achieve this, however, the sergeant would require a new download link, as the original return links had already expired. Consequently, City of Miami investigators applied for and received iCloud Warrant 2 from the judge, Honorable Andrea Wolfson, on November 3rd, 2023. iCloud Warrant 2 was served on Apple Incorporated, which complied by providing multiple voluminous download links on November 16, 2023. The download leaks were provided to the sergeant along with the original preserved downloads from iCloud Warrant 1, at which time he processed the records into a digestible reader format. Regarding Subject three's messages, so Subject 3 would be her mom, the updated records of iCloud Warrant 2 suggested that strings of text messages were missing or had been deleted. As a result of this interference, Subject three's messages from iCloud Warrant 1 were compiled for comparison. All filtered records were provided to the state attorney's office in December 2023. An initial review of Subject three's messages prompted an investigative referral on December 18, 2023, from the state attorney's office to your detective regarding the willful and knowing unlawful access of a computer. Following the referral, your detective received a copy of the primary evidence included in Subject one's arrest, iCloud Warrant 1, iCloud Warrant 2, the victim's cellular phone extraction, Subject one's cellular phone extraction. Subject one's iCloud revealed a possible password that unlocked Subject one's cellular phone and allowed its extraction, and Subject three's iCloud warrant returns. Contained within Subject three's iCloud warrant returns were backed up messages from her phone. Of pertinence here was a group chat that included herself, Subject 2, which is her father, Frank Andrew Prieto, I think that's how you pronounce it, that's the attorney, Sabrina Pelusi, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it, I think that's another attorney, Manuel, I'm not going to say the last name, Pamela, and Pamela. So I think that is her legal team. Individuals 1, 2, 3, 4 represent Subject 1 in her underlying case. Subjects 2 and 3 are not clients of individuals 1, 2, 3, or 4, as defined by Section 90.502. That's just the statute. Subjects 2 and 3, as listed witnesses in Subject 1's underlying case, were subject to legal process and therefore could not be represented by individuals 1, 2, 3, or 4. Accordingly, there is no attorney client privilege contained within the messages. Additionally, because the conversations were sought or obtained to enable or aid the commission of a crime, there is no attorney client privilege to the conversations. Contained within a group chat between both iCloud warrant returns were 4,230 messages. For unknown reasons, Subject 3, her mom, iCloud warrant, two messages began on May 17, 2023, while the last message in an iCloud warrant, 1, was January 19, 2023, therefore leaving a period of approximately 4 months of messages unaccounted for. Included within the group chat were various discussions about the victim's laptop and how to access it. The first noted reference to the victim's laptop was made by Subject 2, her father, on September 23, 2022, at roughly 8:45 p.m. Apparently, in response to an earlier conversation about Subject 1 and discussions with her, Subject 2 wrote, forgot ask if she gave any in potential, I potential passwords for the laptop. I think he just, yeah, all typographical errors in original form, so they didn't correct. So that's how he typed it out. Could have just been some typos. Individual one replied, so that's somebody on a legal team. Individual one replied on the same date at approximately 9:13. Yes, Sabrina and I have a list. We will provide. Subject two replied immediately. Thanks. Several days passed with no conversation when Subject to messages the group chat on September 26, 2022 at approximately 4:25 p.m., writing, will you be sending the laptop pen ideas so we can try them before you see her again? In an apparent reference to assessing the victim's laptop using guest passwords. Individual 1 replied on the same date as at approximately 6:33 p.m. Good evening, guys. I have a couple that I can forward to you tomorrow. Subject 2 immediate reply sorry. Subject 2 immediately replied, "Okay, thanks." Several days passed with discussions about other matters when subject to again raises the issue of passwords within the group. On September 29, 2022, at approximately 6:58 p.m., subject to wrote, "Are there any PIN passwords we can try before you see her tomorrow?" Individual 2 replied shortly afterwards at approximately 7:03 p.m. "She didn't have anything for me." Subject 2 replied at approximately 7:10 p.m. "Last Friday evening, Frank indicated that there was a list. You may want to ask her again tomorrow." Individual 2 replied 38 minutes later at approximately 7:48 p.m. stating, "I'll ask her tomorrow." Subject 2 replied at approximately 8:04 p.m. "Thanks." Individual 1, apparently in response to Subject two's multiple inquiries for passwords, then began sending several back-to-back messages to the group chat at approximately 8:23 p.m. Individual 1 sent 6 messages with possible passwords and then at approximately 8:24 p.m. wrote, "These were possible. Was not sure about capitalization or spacing, but there are the ones she could come up with." Individual 1 then sent a second message immediately afterwards saying, "I would try all together and mix some of the capitalization and see if we get lucky." Subject 2 replied 11 minutes later, "Okay, thanks." About 23 minutes later, Subject 2 wrote, "Now I know that the PIN is actually a 4-digit number. Letters are not able to be entered, only numbers. Sabrina, please ask her for options." The following day, September 30th, 2022, at approximately 3:57 p.m., completely out of context for messages, Subject 2 wrote, "Hell yeah, that pen worked." Individual 4 loved the message about 3 minutes later. Individual 1 replied to Subject two's message at approximately 4:02, writing, "Kim, hold off on going through the computer, please. I don't want to turn you into a witness just yet if you find something useful." Individual 1 further, "But that is great news and makes this easy." Subject 2 replied a moment later, writing, "Okay, understood." A discussion was then had regarding custody of the laptop, whether Subject 2 should ship the victim's laptop to Individual 1. Individual 1 discussed how shipment might be possible, but he would like to speak with a computer consultant. Individual 1 then added he would be in Dallas the following week and may want to pick up the victim's laptop in abundance of caution just in case. Subject 2 acknowledged, and Individual 1 further, "When it comes to potential evidence, we always have to consider the chain of custody issues and don't necessarily want to take risk unless it gets lost in mail. But hang tight. We will make a decision by Monday." Subject 2 again acknowledged. Individual 2 then sent another message writing, "Also, as I'm sure you guessed, by me, this is the exact wording, so it's not me. Also, as I'm sure you guessed by me prior text, we don't want you assessing files because the state attorneys could request their own independent analysis of the hard drive and accuse you of creating or modifying files. That's why I wanted to put a quick pause on that. Obviously, I know you would not do that, but we want to maintain that credibility." Subject 2 replied, "I had barely opened it and was starting to poke around, but we started a video call, so I stopped. Never opened a file, so I didn't see anything." Individual 1 replied, "Sounds good." Several days passed without discussion about the victim's laptop, though other discussions about meetings were had. Subject 2 sent a message on October 4th, 2022 at approximately 4:58 writing, "I'd also like for you to have the laptop soon so you can see if there's anything of use to us on it." Several more messages about meetings between subjects 2 and 3 and the individuals are exchanged over several days without reference to the victim's laptop. Subject 3 then messages the group chat, and this is the mother, at approximately 12:09 on October 6, 2022. "I will be making the drive to Dallas tomorrow to drop off the laptop. I am hoping that Morgan will come with me." This is a reference to individual one's travel to Dallas discussed above. It should also be noted that subjects 2 and 3 reside in Austin, Texas, several hours away from Dallas. Individual 1 replied 2 hours later, "Okay, sounds great." The earlier the better, hoping to catch an earlier flight back to Miami, but drive safe and see you tomorrow. Look forward to meeting Morgan if she comes with you. There were then several discussions that continued into the next day about their anticipated arrival time. On October 7, 2022, more messages coordinating the unauthorized transfer of the victim's laptop were exchanged between Subject 3 and Individual 1, which included location information, travel time, travel updates, and estimated time of arrival. Several hours later, October 7, 2022, at approximately 4:29 p.m., individual 1 wrote to the group chat, "Hey Deborah, good seeing you today. I forgot to have you sign a property receipt for turning over the laptop. I will get one to you next week to sign. Thank you for bringing it to the Dallas area." Subject 3 immediately replied, "Oh, okay, and you're welcome." The messages then do not discuss victim's laptop again for several months, noting again there were no records from January 9, 2023 until May 17, 2023. The next time the victim's laptop is discussed is on July 8, 2023. Individual 1 sent a message to the group chat at approximately 6:58 p.m. writing, "Good evening, everyone. Mike Hass, is an IT expert, now has possession of all the electronics we need him to evaluate, clone, and run searches on. I did not have the password for the suspected open selling laptop handy. Does anyone have that readily available? Please send when you can." Mike Haas was later identified as Michael Walter Haas, an individual with an information technology company named Pivotal IT Consulting LLC that has a principal address in Miami, Florida. The following morning at approximately 9:49 a.m., subject to replied, "I think the code to the laptop is 0412. It should be noted the victim's birthday is April 12th, 0412." Several days with unrelated conversations occurred until the next and last known discussion about the victim's laptop occurred 16 days later on July 25th, 2023 at 12:38 p.m. Subject 2 wrote, "Courtney was asking about the visit schedule this week. Also, do we have any updates on the video and the laptop? Since it has been 7 weeks since the last Zoom meeting, possible we can set up another soon?" The detective made contact with Kimberly Wald Esquire on on Friday, January 12th, 2024. Attorney Wald is counsel for the victim's estate. Mrs. Wald informed your detective that the victim's estate has never received the victim's property from anyone, including subjects 1, 2, or 3, or individuals 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. Attorney Wald further advised the victim's estate has never given permission to anyone, including subjects 1, 2, or 3, or individuals 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, to possess or keep the victim's belongings. Finally, Attorney Wald advised the victim's estate or family has never provided consent or authorization to anyone, including subjects 1, 2, or 3, or individuals 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, to access the victim's laptop. In Florida, a person commits an offense against users of computers, computer systems, computer networks, or electronic devices if he or she willfully, knowingly, and without authorization or exceeding authorization accesses or causes to be accessed any computer, computer system, computer network, or electronic device with knowledge that such access is unauthorized or the manner of use exceeds authorization. This offense is a third degree felony. Based on the totality of the circumstances from September 23rd, 2022 to at least July 25th, 2023, the subjects collectively, along with individuals 1 and 2, as principals of one another, assessed and caused to be assessed the victim's laptop with knowledge that such access was unauthorized or the manner exceeding authorization because none of the subjects or individuals sought authorization from the victim, who could not authorize such access because he is deceased, the victim's estate, or the victim's representative. This is evidenced by the clear attempts to evade discussions about the victim's laptop via monitored jail calls, willfully enlisting individuals 1 and 2 to obtain possible access codes in person from subject 1 in the Miami-Dade County Jail, and the unlocking of the laptop by subject 2. Additionally, subject 3 transported the device from Austin to Dallas, Texas, where individual 1 took possession of the victim's laptop, ultimately providing it to individual 5 in the city of Miami for unlawful access. At this juncture, there is no evidence individual 5 knew he could not access the victim's laptop. Criminal intent is apparent throughout the messages, such as subject two's rush to get the victim's laptop to individual 1 so he could see if there's anything of use on it. Subject two's constant inquiring of the victim's laptop when he first assessed it or accessed it in October 2022. Subject three's hand delivery of the victim's laptop to individual 1, individual 1's delivery of the laptop to individual 5. Furthermore, knowledge of ownership of the laptop can be inferred by mention of individual 1 on a group thread referring to the device as the suspected Obamseli laptop. Accordingly, based on the totality of the circumstances, your detective has probable cause to arrest Courtney Taylor Clenny, subject 1, Kim Dwayne Clenny, subject 2, and Deborah Lynn Clenny, subject 3, who together are principals of one another along with other uncharged individuals, did commit one count of unauthorized access to excessive access to the computer system, or electronic device of Christian Obumseli and or his estate, a third-degree felony in violation of Florida Statute 815062 sub A, contrary to the form of the statute, in such cases made and provided, and against the peace and dignity of the state of Florida.
You don't have a weapon on you, do you? I know you got your CHL, so. Oh, yeah. Okay. No weapon on you? No, it's okay. Ms. Clenny?
Ben Ryan, I'm with the Travis County Sheriff's Office. We have a couple of detectives that are up the road. They want to come down here and talk to you and your wife. Is your wife home today?
Yes.
Okay, not a problem. And then they'll kind of explain a little bit about what's going on. I mean, obviously, I think it's related to your daughter's case in Florida, but that's about all we really understand. There are warrants for you and your wife's arrest.
What?
I know. I'm going to let them explain that to you real quick, and so we can kind of get behind all that. And then we're going to try to make this as easy on you as possible, right? I mean, while they have warrants for your arrest, y'all aren't criminals. We're going to try to work through this as, low-key as possible today. They're going to explain that to you. I don't really have I don't know enough about the case to understand how this all works together. Right. But they'll be here in a few minutes, and so...
Can I call our attorney?
In a moment, if that's what you'd like to do. I understand that.
Right.
Is your phone in the truck?
Yep.
Do you want me to go talk to your wife first, or what do you want to do? How do you want to handle that as far as that?
Let me pull my truck back up in here and let me go tell her.
Okay. If you let me hold on to your phone, I don't want you making any phone calls. We can let you put your truck up. I think that's reasonable. Or actually, I don't have the choice on that. Let me hold off. If it was my case, that's exactly what I'd let you do. Let me let them get here.
Well, I'm not going to talk to a detective.
I think that's fine. I mean, I don't have any. I don't have a dog in that hunt.
I can't imagine why there's a warrant for our arrest, though. We get it. We're from Texas. We're from Austin here. This isn't our case. They'll talk with you about it.
That's
I
insanity.
completely understand. And before any questioning about anything pertaining to the case, you'll have your opportunity to speak with whoever you want.
Right.
Nobody's asking you anything, any specifics right now anyway. We're just visiting with you.
Yeah, I'm just trying to let you know that this is what's happening today. And by all means, we'll get your truck put up, we'll get the house locked up, whatever we need to do in order to kind of...
Deborah's
Is
in
that
the
taking
house.
us in today?
Yes. So, I know, it's hard to wrap your head around. Just,
This is insanity.
yeah.
This whole thing is bullshit.
I don't have I have an opinion on that. I don't get to have an opinion on that, right? Professionally, they've ran this through the, they have a legal warrant for your arrest. We're helping facilitate that because you are here in our jurisdiction, but we were trying to do that as low key as possible.
Right.
At which point, when they get here, maybe we'll move into the house. We'll do whatever to kind of keep it.
What's in the house?
I don't think there's anything in the house.
Is that a warrant to search the house?
There is not a warrant to search the house currently.
There's 2 dogs in there. So.
Oh yeah, no. So I'll let them explain. I don't know enough about the case. I think when they explain it to you, you'll know what they're talking about.
Right.
And then the question of what your involvement in all that is, that I think you're on the right track. So anyway, that's just what this is. It's unpleasant. It's unfortunate, but we're just kind
It's
of...
insanity.
We're at the mercy of that currently. So, let's make sure they weren't far. Okay, yeah, they're on their way. We just had them parked a little further away. Yeah,
They're detectives from here?
they are not. They're detectives from Miami. So that's how come their understanding of they have a better understanding of the case than we do. Yeah.
I want you to watch her face.
Oh, she's going to be just as shocked as you are when
Yeah,
they tell
I'm
you.
shocked.
Yes. You want to go down here and we can just sit with her?
Can I pull the car back in?
Let's hold off on that. I will probably let you pull the car in, or I'll get you to give me permission to pull the car back in, whatever that looks like here at the end. But if you want, we can just go sit on the porch. I'm trying to be reasonable, but at the same time, I want to make sure that...
Do you believe that?
Okay. I have to cancel the Ashley. I'm supposed to be here in 30 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Deborah.
So-
Nobody's
No, I'm not okay.
I know.
Nobody's going to hurt you. I understand. I mean,
I
you're
don't-
physically
This
okay.
whole
You'll get
deal
through
is
this.
fucking bullshit.
we certainly
We have
understand.
nothing to do with the case. I believe me.
She was persecuted by that motherfucker, and she's getting persecuted now, and now we're getting persecuted.
You're going to have your opportunity. She has a court date this week, doesn't she?
Right.
Yeah. So she'll have. Believe me, we're both parents. We understand.
Well, I'm not talking to a detective till I
You don't-
call Frank. Our attorney.
That's
You're right. You know
completely understandable.
Oh, do we
I
need
can't
to tell
imagine
Morgan
why
too?
we would be getting arrested.
So, all right, we'll cross those bridges after you talk
let's
to
make it
them.
a 3-ring circus.
I know. I'm sorry for y'all's inconveniences here. This is,
We'll just hold on to that. We'll get it back to you in just.
as long as y'all stay calm, we don't need to handcuff anybody or anything like that right this moment. So we'll let this conversation go. But I know that your temper, I understand it. But we'll respect that, right? So right now we don't want to detain anybody with the handcuffs, even though there are felony warrants. We certainly, I know.
But we don't know what we...
They're going to explain it to you.
And you'll have your opportunity to speak with whoever you want.
And then, yeah, absolutely. However that looks, right? I mean,
Okay,
we're just going to go through.
let me ask you this. Will we really? Because I don't have our attorney's number memorized.
I'm going to
okay.
call him.
I was going to say, I'm going to get so worst case scenario, I will get a phone number for your attorney. You can give it to me. I'll
May
put
I
it
go
on-
brush my
We'll
teeth
figure all
and put
that.
some shoes on?
Just hang on one second.
Let them do their part, and then we'll facilitate the second end of this. Gentlemen, this is Mr. Clenneys.
Sir, how you doing?
And his wife.
Detective Perez from Miami-Dade Police. How you doing today?
I know you.
Good, good. I got you real quick.
Yes, 1 second. Let me just let him. All right, so he's asked to call his attorney.
Okay.
We just said that he'd be afforded that right after he spoke to y'all, if that's what he wanted to do. We've explained to them that there is a warrant for their arrest, and that you guys are the ones that would be able to kind of explain what any of that's about. And so that's both of their phones, his phone's in the truck, and her phone's in her hand. So that should be easy peasy. Okay.
Yeah, just let him know. He invoked already? He invoked already?
All he asked is if he could call his attorney, and then my guess is he will if you ask him about it, but that's the conversation you can ask. We told him we're not asking him any questions. He doesn't have to, that's something between y'all that he can discuss. And then, of course, they have all the, logistics of dogs and all that kind of stuff, which we'll work out after. I told him as long as they stay calm, we won't need to handcuff them. However, he is, upset that this is occurring. He does aware that they are being arrested today. So if he gets rowdy, then we'll go ahead and cuff him up. But I'm not expecting that at this point. If you guys, okay. All right. I just was telling them the exact same thing, is that, no warrant for the house or anything like that. As long as
I'm gonna confirm on the
as long as you stay calm, we're not going to handcuff you or anything crazy like that. We'll give you an opportunity to call and take care of dog sitters, whatever other. We'll figure all those logistics out to make this as it's inconvenient, no matter how you slice it, as least intrusive as we can. So anyway, I'll let Jim talk to you, and then you guys might have questions about what this is.
Fine.
Okay. So, as Detective Wright, you already spoke to, I think you've been informed that you guys have a couple of arrest warrants issued out of the state of Florida. Okay, so you will be booked today under those arrest warrants. Okay, we are conducting an investigation out of the state of Florida. I'm sure you guys have a couple of questions for us, as we would have a couple of questions for you. If you would want to, we'd be happy to talk to you. If not, you do have the right to an attorney.
Well, what are the warrants for?
What are the warrants for?
But what is the charge?
The charge is, it's called A1506 out of the state of Florida. It's unauthorized computer access. Okay, so it's basically a hacking charge out of the state of Florida. It's a computer crime.
A computer crime?
Whose computer?
Again, those are details of the case that we'd be happy to discuss if it gets down to that.
This is insanity.
But it is involving a computer as well as other property. There's a subset of property that has come up.
Hacker, but I don't know whose computer you're talking about.
Okay. All right. You said we have the phones, right?
Oh, yep.
Okay. All right. Perfect. All right. So, would you like to discuss this a little further?
No, I'm not going to talk to you about anything until I talk to our attorney.
I asked him, may I go put some shoes on?
So we'll handle that here in a second. Yes, we are going to get you shoes. We'll figure out if the dogs have food and water. We're going to take care of all those things, right? Yes, you're being arrested, but this isn't a violent offense.
This is the same charge on her?
Yes, sir.
It is the same charge.
That's insanity.
I know. So, yeah, I mean,
Whose computer are we supposed to have hacked with somebody's account? What?
I'm sorry?
Whose computer are we supposed to have
So
hacked?
basically, it's unauthorized access to an electronic device, right? So,
Who's the electronic device?
well, when you get booked and talk to the judge, he'll give you a copy of the arrest warrant, and you'll see all the details.
Okay,
I think
I'm not talking to these guys.
then
I'll talk to
that's
you.
the ultimate answer, right? So if you were talking to them, then they'd probably give you more information. But if you're not,
Yeah, I'm not talking to
then we just get you booked in and what have you. Okay, so
I'm going to see about a patrolman.
yes, thank you. Oh, I have a phone number for the one.
I'll take care of it.
Okay. So just be patient. Just have a seat. We're going to have somebody that'll transport you guys. We're going to figure out your shoe situation. We'll make all that
Go to my
happen.
truck and my phone, and you come in with us to do what we need to do.
That's the idea. And so I don't know that I'll let you drive your truck just under the circumstances. If you would like, I can drive your truck in.
May I
Oh,
answer
this
my
is your-
daughter?
This is your phone. No, they are going to be seizing your phones. Both of your phones as part of
I
this.
can't tell her.
And
what's
actually, if
going
you
on.
want to
Using
place
our
that in.
phone? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, you already took mine. Did you want to take yours?
No, his is in his truck, so, but it will be seized as well. Before they run off with your phones, if there's some phone numbers or stuff like your attorney phone number, whatever, we could probably work out getting that. I've got a piece of paper and a pen. We can write those numbers down so you can make that call from the jail. I know, it's,
Are there any phone numbers that you do need? So we
Yeah.
can
Yeah, I need
facilitate
the
that.
Yes,
attorney's
we
phone
do.
numbers.
Okay, and they're in here?
And my business
There's
is
a
run
number
up.
on
My
mine
business
I
is
need
run up
to.
is it
that.
all right if I get your phones? We get the phone
I
number?
need a number on mine.
You're going to seize it?
We're seizing your phone, so I'm just getting, to get it out of your truck.
I
I'm
ain't
just-
called an attorney on that phone.
Okay.
Because you won't probably answer about that phone call. There's a lot of phone numbers I need up there. I've run my business up that phone.
All right, since I'll let you hold the phone, and then I'll write down. You can say names or not, or you can write down. Do you want to borrow my notepad?
Can I not just look at the phone to
I don't think he'll. Well, that's his decision. If he wants to let you handle it, that's fine.
So what we can do is let you unlock it, and then I'll get the phones for you.
I'm not unlocking the shit for you.
Okay.
Is her phone locked? Is your phone locked?
Yeah, her phone is locked.
Then. So we need to look Frank's phone number up.
Okay.
I'm not unlocking crap for him.
Then we can figure that out.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about shoes for you, jacket, anything like that. Where would that be? We'll probably let you go in to get it. I'm just asking so I can get to decide,
Well, I'm
risk
gonna change
versus
shoes,
reward.
And I'd like to change a shirt.
Now, please
I'm
text
gonna
my
leave you
daughter
where you
over
are. You're
that she needs to take
sufficient.
care of the
I know
dogs.
it's not great, but it is sufficient
So we're gonna
for.
coordinate that now. We'll facilitate that. You can't text her from this phone right now. Okay? But we will
Do
facilitate.
you have a phone
later
number
on.
for her? Okay.
I'm a fucking hacker. Like your fucking president.
Definitely not. I would not be here, sir. Honestly. That was the case.
Well, I'm leaving this stuff. What do you need from me?
If you just want to take your driver's license, that'll make it the easiest. And then we'll set the rest of it either in your truck or in the house, whatever works best
We
for
need to put
you.
my truck in and lock the house.
I will do that if you don't mind me doing so. I won't search your truck. I will just move it in or whatever. There's nothing. We'll talk about it in a minute. I can't believe that. I think the only thing that they are going to run warrants on is the two phones. So, and actually, the way it works in the state of Texas is I'll actually end up writing a paper for the two phones that allows it to be transferred out of state. But the district attorney's office has already been apprised of all of this and has already said that that's fine. So they actually authorized if we would need to search the house. I did not want that to be the case. Otherwise, we would have just knocked on your door this morning. We wanted to wait till you left because we're trying to avoid making this into bigger than it is.
So we just waiting until I left.
Yeah, we were just waiting for you to leave. We actually, we thought that you left town or left the house around the same time yesterday, so we thought maybe that you'd be leaving again today. Anyway, neither here nor there. It's just a ongoing problem from the whole, I guess, from even the beginning. All related to your daughter's event, which is. I'm a homicide detective, so I asked a lot of questions about that event, just trying to wrap my head around it or whatever. And, I'm 50-50 at not seeing the crime scene and hearing all the evidence. I don't really know where I stand on that. I know the court of public opinion is out there. And then we've seen, I've been doing this 28 years, so I've seen a lot.
I mean, the defense doesn't say a whole lot.
Yeah.
And now you're convicted in the public opinion. A lot of people put out crap.
I think this has to do with something that belongs to him. Is the computer or the whatever laptop, iPad? I don't know what it is. Something related to that, but it's something that I think her attorneys. It's something that her attorneys were kind of working with y'all on.
Her attorneys?
Her attorneys is my guess. I don't know. I don't know everybody's names
I'm
involved.
not aware of that.
Yeah. So ultimately, that's just my understanding is that it was something to do with that. There's some device out there that y'all helped access that's not y'all's, and that's what this all stemmed for. Now, it is a felony offense in Florida. It's a misdemeanor here in Texas for the same crime, so that's why we're kind of afforded a little more leniency, whether we don't just slapping cuffs and putting you in the car and saying tough luck, right? We certainly are trying to be it's not our case. Matter of fact, I actually spoke with the detectives, and I was like, so if this was us, we probably wouldn't be arresting. Maybe we would just come and seize the phones and explain what the situation was. But their state attorney is the one that's...
Yeah, she's a fucking cunt.
Is that what the problem is? So
She's the language. They're all correct.
Listen, I understand your frustration. System's never great.
Self-defense week 1 and 4 weeks.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No, if you guys are in the middle of something.
No, I'm
Oh,
just
no,
bitching
he's
about
just
situation.
he's venting, which I can appreciate.
I get it. How about I take her inside and get her shoes, and I'm going to have to escort her. Sorry, I mean, it's just.
That's fine.
stay with her.
Am I going to be able to go use the bathroom and? No. I guess put this in the bathroom and make sure.
It's going to take us a few minutes to go anyway. If you just want to have a seat, and then I'll take her in there and let her.
You can stay standing if you'd like. It's not a big
Well,
deal.
it's going to be a minute before we can go, so I'm sure we can.
I was going to say, think about dog water, whatever. The bond's only $5,000. Well, when he comes back, then we'll coordinate that. So I can't leave you unattended. I mean, I could handcuff you and put it here, but that sounds. We're trying to wait to the very last moment for that, right? So we don't create more drama for neighbors or anybody else, right? But yes, so there's a $5,000 bond, so it's very low bond. It is a extraditable warrant, meaning if y'all didn't bond out, they would take you to Florida. But $5,000 bond, I would hope that you would be able to, the two of y'all, be able to bond out relatively quickly. It's not gonna solve the whole "this is what's happening" thing, but for what that's worth.
What was your name again?
Ben Wright,
Ben Wright.
and I'm with the Travis County Sheriff's Office. And we got our supervisors got contacted by Miami-Dade Police Department saying they had these felony warrants. Detective Helleroot, or Deputy Helleroot, is actually a member of the United States Marshals Task Force. So I elicited his assistance today versus having patrol cars and everybody else in your cul-de-sac. Not that this isn't a little weird as it is, but as soon as Deputy Helleroot comes back out here, I'll pull your truck in and that'll look a little less weird.
Am I going to need a credit card or a bank card?
I don't know how that works, I'll be honest. I mean, if you have an attorney, then your attorney would probably handle that for you, like getting your bond and stuff set. But I don't know if you've got a credit card that you might want to just put because ultimately, I don't know if you're familiar with the bail and bond system or whatever, but if you put up the let's say for you and your wife, $10,000 worth of bond, and then you show up at whatever court date is assigned, well, you get your money back. If you go through a bail bonds company or whatever, they're going to charge you 10, 15%, right, and you just never see that money again, right? So it depends on where you are financially. If you have that money, then I would recommend, maybe put it on a credit card or whatever. Ultimately, as you go to court down the road, you'll get that money back. But those are your decisions. If you do want to do that, just think about it. I can have them grab, I can call him right now and just say, hey, grab a credit card to throw in your pocket as well. It doesn't hurt anything to have it. You might need an Uber on the way home. I don't even know what that'll all look like, right?
Is that a fine?
Huh?
Is that a fine?
Well, they'll give you, okay. Yeah.
I mean,
listen, it's a pain.
From one
Yeah.
bank account to another, but I'm not opening the phone for anybody.
I'm not mad at you
Not
about
that I
that
have
at all.
anything to hide, but I'm just not going to give them the fucking satisfaction. Sorry about the language, but
That's okay.
this is
Listen,
just, it's all insanity. It's all
You have
about,
rights
it's
and
all
those.
about money.
We exercise our rights if it was us in the same boat. So I'm not mad at you at all.
That woman shouldn't be going anywhere. But this is how they play dirty. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
this is just the whole damn deal.
I am so sorry that you guys are going through it. It's stressful enough to have a child in the situation that your daughter's in, and then just to add this on top of it is unfortunate. And I just don't have any control over that.
I understand. You're just doing your job, but I appreciate you being here. But see,
You want me to take the garbage out?
Yeah.
thank you. That's kind of why I wanted to pull minutes. I knew they'd be coming.
Yeah. Well, we'll get that taken care of for you if nothing else. I know. It's
Can I
just you may leave whatever you want. I'm fine with that. I'm trying to be as lenient as possible on that. I mean, I don't expect you to be down there too long, but yes, I don't know if I mean, it's our jail. Like, so theoretically, I'm probably never been arrested, which is a great thing.
No.
It's like a little bit like a bus station or a doctor's waiting room, right? So you're going to go, they're going to do the whole take your picture, get your fingerprints or what have you. And then there's like a big seating area where everybody just kind of sits and waits for magistration, which is where the judge will read to you what the charges are. That's not going to be super helpful or illuminating for you right now because he's not reading the entire charging document. He's just going to read what the warrants are for, which they've kind of already told you. Your attorney will get a copy of the entire arrest warrant with the PC affidavit, which is a probable cause affidavit, which will explain what their investigation revealed, and how they came to this decision to make this arrest. On paper, I see it. I don't, like I said, I don't know if I necessarily agree with this being the direction I would have gone if it was my investigation.
That one comes over here.
What, this one?
That one's mine.
Okay, the tan lid one. If they don't get it right, we'll figure it out for you. Is there any place you're supposed to be meeting or anything that you need to readdress? I know that's all tricky. I'm just, because then, even if there is, I'd be willing to maybe send a text message on your behalf, but that doesn't help me because you probably don't know their phone numbers, or if you do. I don't know. So I'm just thinking outside the box on things I can do to kind of minimize the impact this is going to have on you today. Anyway, it's where we are.
This is all about money.
See, now I think my wife would laugh at me if I wore my Rolex but I get it. I like so I pick and choose family events, nice place, But
My daughter Courtney did us all watches. So.
yes, my wife, we gave our hand-me-downs to our kids. Very convenient to have. I don't know how parents did it back when we were young. I'm only 53, but. Not being able to know where your kids were. And, I mean, now when we just pull it up on our phone, I can see how fast they're driving and everything else. Did you want to decide about the credit card?
I'm going to need a couple of cards.
I put my Apple in my purse. Should I put a different one? I mean, in my pocket. Should I go get it?
I was explaining to him about the bond being $5,000. Yeah, and just to kind of.
I need to get a credit card then.
Should I keep this one? Different one?
I'll go get mine. You all
I won't need one. Okay.
Yeah, no problem.
Just put
can you go? Can
So who's going to go with her? You want to go instead?
Can I go in and get my card and use the bathroom?
Yeah, that's up to you.
I was just going to run an errand and come back.
Let's go. Come on.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Here you
Your
go.
drawer.
Oh yeah, that's yours in your pocket. If you want to have a seat, I'm going to move his truck into the driveway for him. He asked me to do that.
Okay.
Are you calm? You good? No, I mean, as calm as you're going to be under this weird deal. All right. He and I were just discussing it. It is what it is. And I'm just going to have to go.
Shit is what it is.
I can't. My heart goes out to y'all. This is. I can't imagine. I'm a homicide investigator, so I recognize what
It's
collateral damage in these type of investigations, and we try to limit that as much as we can. That's just not in this case happening. So, I'm just going to pull his vehicle down. It just goes on the other side of yours. Is that yours is correct?
Yeah,
I'm going
mine's
to lock
on
it.
the
I'm going to
left.
bring the keys. Do y'all have a way to get in without keys, or do you just take his keys with him? You can think about
I don't
that.
know.
I'm going to lock his truck and bring the keys to you. Okay?
Okay.
Hey, I'm going to move his truck forward. She's just going to sit right there and wait. He's going to the restroom, and then we're going to transport when patrol gets here. I will let you help out in any way possible. This is a
Okay,
deal out of
maybe-
Miami, not us.
Maybe
so we're,
can I if I gave you Morgan's phone number, would you call her? Okay.
here, you want to write her phone number down and I'll give it to him?
All right.
Take a deep breath. It's okay.
She's gonna freak out.
Is Morgan your other daughter? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Oh, that's my number.
That's okay. Take a deep breath.
Tell her that they said we'll probably be out by the end of the day.
I got a longer arm.
Does she need to call you?
No, she doesn't need to do anything. But
call you?
if we're not back by like 6, she'll need to come see the dogs.
Okay. And Kim, does she have a key to your house?
Do you want Ron to hold the key?
Morgan has a key.
Okay, all right.
And the code, I can give you the code so if we need to.
Here,
What do you
I'll
want?
just let him write it down, and I don't need it.
We'll put them in the house.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. I locked your truck up. Windows rolled up. Yes.
Patrols here.
I say that. Hang on. Did I?
I've got them both.
Oh yeah, the other driver's license is the one. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, you gotta look at it.
Oh, I'm glad you came home.
Yeah, well,
Makes me feel a little bit better.
My son had a flat.
Yeah, just hand it to him. That way, I don't have to worry about it. I don't want to know what your password is.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, all right.
She knows it.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, I don't need it unless you want me to do something.
No, but it can't hurt to have it.
Okay.
But thank you for calling her.
Well, yeah, no, that's not a problem.
Put these in the house.
Yeah, that's, we'll just set them inside and then lock the door.
just had the dog.
Is there anything else?
No,
Okay.
just need some phone numbers.
Everything. I know.
Need a Frank.
You haven't done anything? We can look it up. You give me the what's your attorney's name?
Well, I guess I need a cell phone number. Frank Prieto.
Frank.
But we also have an attorney here in town that Courtney's used.
You can think about it and give it to us. Let me know, and we'll see if we can't find you. Ultimately, they have a list of phone numbers down there they can help you with. Like we try to,
I really need Frank's cell phone because he's not going to.
he's not going to know. Is he a criminal attorney?
I can call his office. I can talk to his secretary, Pam. Wish I could change shoes.
I know. I'm sorry.
I don't make an ask. Oh.
What's the question?
Is that the one up on the hill so I can tell her daughter I don't know where
So they're going to the Travis County booking facility, which is downtown.
Oh, the one downtown.
Yeah, like right by the courthouse,
Yeah,
12th
yeah.
Street.
Okay.
So, and they have a really. I'm not going to tell your business, but yes, they should.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'll give your daughter's phone.
Well, they say we hacked somebody's computer, so
Yeah, it's.
And it's felony in that, right?
Yeah.
In Florida, apparently.
think they're out to persecute us.
Maybe.
Well,
Twist our arm. It's probably arm twisting.
That is an understatement.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
right.
It is.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks,
Okay,
Al.
I'll give her a buzz.
Right.
If there's anything you need to do, I'll talk to Morgan and that's much
Okay.
whatever. Okay.
It's, tell her it's going to be okay.
Okay,
Tell
I'll
her
do
it's
that.
going to be okay.
Okay, all right. I'll do that.
It will be an inconvenience, but it will be okay.
Oh, Ron, will you also tell her that if Morgan tries to call, or Courtney tries to call her, please answer?
Oh, yes, I will.
Okay.
Yes.
Because they wouldn't let me answer Courtney's call this
Okay, so I'll know that.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
All right. Give each other some hugs
Okay,
and stuff,
sorry.
right? Because once the patrol gets
What's
here and
that?
what have you, so give each other some hugs and stuff and some peer support. You're going to go to the exact same place. You're going to see each other, but they probably won't let y'all speak because they don't let men and women talk in the booking facility for the most part. So I was explaining to him while you were in getting your shoes. It's the whole weird take your picture, get your fingerprint on the
It was going to be
computer
pretty,
thing.
pretty
I know.
much.
So yeah. So yeah. Give us.
I was on my way to get brows and lashes done, so I had no makeup on whatsoever.
They're going to transport together, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's go ahead and get you guys
Okay.
in here. And
I'm so sorry. They're going to cuff you guys up. There's no way to avoid that. We're going to try to make that as low key as possible. Yeah, there's no way to avoid it. That's because that's transport rules. So we've done all we can to. Did he get the right trash can?
Yeah, he knows it.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
I've locked your truck. Yes, I even made it honk to make sure. I rolled your window up as well.
Deputy Weaver, he's going to be over.
Mr. Weaver, I've explained that you are going to have to handcuff them up as per policy, so they're prepared for that. And that's it. You'll transport them.
Okay.
Cool. Deputy Heller. Thank you. I appreciate your assistance keeping it low key this morning.
Yeah, no problem.
I know. As low key as we do in law enforcement. I apologize.
Thank you.
Okay.
and I'm going to visit with you for a minute here.
We will.
Y'all have our IDs, right?
Yes, we
Yes, he does.
Are we going to see you again, or?
do. Me?
You probably won't see any of us again. Yeah. If you'll be addressing the courts in Florida regarding this, so. He didn't have Frank's number, and he didn't really have a real solution for that. What do you think? If I give you their office number? Okay, so if I Google that, we should be able to get there.
Like we got those.
All right, give me 1 second. I'm all
You don't have any problems with your shoulder?
get to Google.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, we actually both
I
did.
have. I go to the chiropractor every week for it.
Okay, he. Florida, is that what you're trying to get a hold of? Okay. So let me write this number down and we'll put it in your pocket.
Isn't that with you? Yeah. Okay.
We've got this watch too, so.
No worries.
You look honest.
Yeah, oh yeah. You can get. I'm gonna pat you down real quick right here. Okay.
What was your detective? Why?
My card. They are Miami-Dade.
No, I mean the other one. Your guy.
You can just either front pocket, whatever pocket you want to put it in. Doesn't matter to me.
Okay.
Alrighty.
But I do understand, and I can do this.
Okay, okay. Just pop in right there.
My right shoulder's.
Okay, I'll help you as best I can. All right.
No way you can lean on me.
I'm stuck here.
So if you sit, it's kind of, that's not, I feel like it'd be more comfortable if you try to put your legs up a little bit and just kind of, oh, I see what you're saying, the seatbelt's blocking it. There you go.
You know, could you tell my neighbor that I changed my mind? Maybe tell Morgan not to answer Courtney's call.
This is
Oh, what's wrong?
the in that wrist is.
What's it's okay, it's twisted up. Give me just 1 second. I'll fix it for you.
I mean, is this really necessary?
Unfortunately, yes. It's just the way that the policy is.
Sir,
Doing as best
would
we
you
can
do
with
me
the
a
extra
favor
work.
and tell my neighbor I changed my mind? I don't want him to tell Morgan to answer Courtney's call.
You don't want to tell Morgan.
I don't. I was gonna. I asked him to tell
I'm gonna
Morgan
unlock it so it doesn't
to answer
tighten up on you.
Courtney's
There you go.
calls.
You're good.
Okay.
I don't want him to answer. Or I don't want her to answer Courtney's calls.
So he called, and then of course it went to voicemail because it's probably a strange number. So I said, why don't you text her and tell her, hey, I'm your parent's neighbor. Please call
Oh,
me.
he knows.
reference."
She knows who he is.
Okay, good.
But just don't
I'll let her
tell
know
her
that
Morgan
don't
should
answer
not answer
Courtney's
Courtney's calls. No.
Okay, this is gonna be a very short ride. There's no traffic right now, so we'll make it quick.
You sit forward now.
No.
Can I help you over?
No, we're back. Oh, I'm gonna cramp. I'm gonna these people now.
This is some type of arm twisting, is what I'm convinced.
This is close to.
Is there any way I can grab you?
No, but it's too tight. It's too tight. Just me off the phones, taking the phones.
Yeah.
I had to go buy 2 new phones.
Thank goodness I didn't get a new one.
Got a cramp in my left shoulder now.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Thirsty too.
Sorry.
This is horse shit.
Not a word. Not a word without an attorney, right?
Right.
Is that the one that testified?
Come on, let's go. We're gonna go. My leg bothering you?
No, it's not. If that helps Celine, that's fine.